Hey Body Geeks, welcome back to the Daily 15, a 30-day challenge to do at least 15 minutes of Pilates mat work a day in order to develop a more consistent exercise routine. This series is geared toward beginners, so we're going to talk a lot about the concepts. And in today's class, I'd like us to focus on the idea of what we call the two-way stretch. And really, this is nothing more, even though it feels different for every person, this is nothing more than always focusing on an underlying length of your body pulling in two different directions for every single exercise. Now the good news is that even though this concept is kind of elusive and you have to trust that you'll find it by moving, it really does make your workout harder. So a great example of this is the exercise called the roll up. So see if you can see the difference. Whereas I could just roll down and come right back up, you can kind of see I'm crunching into myself and shortening to find this muscle. But I think what's very unique to Pilates is this two-way stretch idea, which is underlying length. So if as I roll down, instead of pulling into myself to find strength, I actually lengthen to find strength, which includes my whole body. My legs are reaching forward, my upper body is pulling away from my center, and then I can still go fast, but I can have this underlying sense that I'm trying to get longer by pulling myself in two directions. So that's going to be your focus for today's workout. And don't worry if you haven't seen any of the other videos prior to this workout can stand on its own. So to begin, let's swing our feet to one end of the mat or the other. Let me go this way too. And then reach both arms forward. Find your sits bones by rocking back and forth. These are the two bones that kind of poke out at the bottom of your bottom. We're going to call that your basement. And so from the basement, rock a little higher than the basement, so you're kind of in the foyer, this part of your sacrum that feels a little more flat, and then roll yourself all the way down with control, focusing on pulling yourself in two directions. Once you're on the mat, reach your legs long and reach your arms over your head, and take 3 deep breaths. And keep trying to pull your basement away from your attic. And then squeeze your legs together. And in one move, you're going to reach your attic and your basement away from one another, lift your legs, and lift your upper body. Boom. And then go right back down. Take a deep breath in. Reach yourself apart first. Exhale and come right up into that position. And then back down. Option to bend the knees so that when you go up into the position, you instead bring your legs into the tabletop. I really like this one as well. Let's try 2 more in whichever version you're working on. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to lift. Lower down with control. And then one more time, I'm going to show the knees bent this time. Inhale to reach. And then exhale to lift. Pump your arms in whatever position you're in. Inhale. Exhale. Half of 100 today. Exhale. Inhale, or you're here. Exhale. Inhale. Pull yourself apart. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to whatever starting position you began. Let's repeat exactly that. Inhale to stretch long. Exhale to pull yourself apart as you lift and begin. Inhale. Exhale. Vigorous arms. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Knees to chest. Back to your original starting position. Bend both knees so that they're slightly bent, but your feet are still on the ground. Reach your arms up toward the ceiling. Inhale to lift your upper body. On your exhale, lengthen yourself from basement to attic to come up, and then lengthen to go back down like we talked about at the beginning of class, and right back down. I'm going to let you work with that. Inhale, lift. Grab the backs of the legs if you need to. Exhale to finish. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to finish. And if you've been doing the videos for a few weeks now, maybe you try a little bit faster pace, but with that same sense of length and control. If you ever feel like you're tossing or hoisting yourself around, that's a pretty good indicator that you need a little bit more length. Then come all the way down this time, take one leg in the air, and apply the same thing to our leg circles. Exhale for a circle, inhale for a circle, and then exhale for a circle. Just keep alternating 5 and 5, and we're going to go on both legs. And then reverse. And so while it might seem like a no-brainer that you're lengthened out because you're on the floor, it actually does take some work to lengthen your body. Switch legs. If you need to stretch your arms over your head to feel this, like we did at the beginning, go for it. But if you need your arms to keep your body from wobbling, keep them by your sides. And reverse. Inhale for one, exhale for the next. Keep pulling the attic in one direction and the whole basement in the other direction. Then you're going to put both feet down, bend at the knees, reach your arms up again. Let's do a roll up this time to transition. Inhale to lift, exhale to finish. Then rock side to side to find your sits bones. Go just above the basement into the foyer. Walk your legs in to grab your ankles. Option to grab the backs of your legs. Inhale, pull your belly back, let it rock you. Exhale to come back up. We're trying to keep this shape. Inhale, exhale. Can you still keep that feeling of the two parts pulling apart, even though you're in this new shape? Inhale, exhale. Last time for the rolling back. And then same idea of the two-way stretch, the lengthening. Grab one shin, work your way all the way down. Exhale, two legs. Inhale, two legs. Option to put both feet down, but stay anchored to your mat and work on your lengthening as you're doing each exercise. Last one, inhale, both knees to chest, head goes down. Inhale, arms and legs up, exhale, circle, grab. Inhale, arms and legs up, exhale, circle, grab. A little more challenging with the head in the air because you still have to work on lengthening. And a little bit more challenging with the arms and legs further away from one another. Let's do one more double leg stretch. Head goes down. Grab the back of one leg, scissor the other leg away. Exhale and pull and hold. Inhale, switch. Exhale, pull and hold. Now the pull I'm talking about is not closer to you, it's further away from you. Option to lift the upper body and grab higher if your flexibility allows. If it feels like this knee is trying to bend, grab it a little bit lower, straighten your arms, push the leg away from you so that it's really more about the reach of this leg than it is about getting it closer. One more time for the single straight leg. Knees into your chest, try to lengthen as you lower back down, and then hands go behind your head. Either legs in tabletop or straight legs today. Inhale to tap the toes to the floor, exhale back up. If the legs are straight, inhale to 45, exhale to come back up. Even more challenging in this position to lift the upper body. But now since you've got the hands, you're going to use the hands to lengthen your upper body away from your feet. Super hard, maybe just one leg today. A single leg, double straight leg. And then the knees come into the chest. Let's take the feet to the floor today. One hand crossed over the other, hands behind your head. On your inhale, lift your upper body, attic away from basement. On your exhale, keep that length, but find a twist. Inhale to come center, keep the length, but find the twist. Just work on this idea of not shortening to find a twist, but rather reinvesting in the length of your body to do a secondary idea. So we're definitely multitasking in Pilates. Option to lift the leg of the direction you're twisting, but still focusing on the length. Last set. Knees come in, head goes down. Let's again roll up to transition. Legs straight, slightly bent, or feet on the floor, arms up. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, keep lengthening as you come up. And then you scoot back a little bit to get your feet on the mat, arms on the shelf. Inhale to lift your upper half off your lower half. and then exhale to go forward. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. It's as if we could just pick up the rib cage right off the pelvis and place it somewhere else. At least that's what it feels like for me. Option to put the hands down and bend the knees to feel a little bit more of this lift that I'm talking about. And then maybe you just keep your hands there as you exhale and go forward. One more time for the spine stretch. Inhale to lift, exhale to reach. Inhale to lengthen, and then scoot your bottom forward. Find the sits bones again, rock to the foyer, reach your arms up into your teaser, and then slowly work your way down, working on that stretch. Arms down by your sides, bring the legs in, tabletop legs or option to straight today. Inhale to stretch the legs, exhale to take a circle. Inhale to reach, exhale to circle. So whichever variation you're working on today, two things I want you to focus on: keeping the legs or the ankles exactly together and pulling your attic away from where the basement is going. So although it looks like a lot of the exercise is happening from the lower half, let's make a lot of the upper half working. Similar to the spine stretch when you were pulling the rib cage up, can you have that same feeling in this position? Do one more corkscrew, and then simply rock yourself up to seated. Legs go wide, arms go long, bend in the knees to help with the lift. Inhale to twist, exhale, reach past your opposite foot and look down toward the back of the mat. Inhale to lift and twist to the other side. Exhale to look down at the back of the mat. So let's just focus on lifting the rib cage off the pelvis as we saw back and forth, even as we bend. So the idea of the length within and underlying all of the other movements. Last one. Cross the legs, all fours, lower to the mat, either from a plank or from your knees with control. Hands in the push-up position today, feet together. Inhale to find the length again. Exhale to lower. As you keep working through the swan, use your hands on the mat to pull this way. So it's as if you're trying to scoot yourself off the front of the mat the entire time that you're pulling your chest forward. Still, if the whole rib cage could lift up, but slightly more in the front, that would be this exercise. A couple more times. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower, inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Bend your elbows and give yourself a fist bump. Put the fists on the floor, nice rounded shape in your arms, and again, pull yourself like you're trying to go forward off the mat. Lift the legs just a little in the air and then kick one heel to your butt and switch. Kick, 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 kick. One cheek on the floor, hands behind your back, or simply right here by your sides. Again, lift the legs, pubic bone points to the floor. Pull your rib cage off of your pelvis even in this position. Lift the legs, kick the heels 3 times to your tush. Reach your fingertips toward your feet and let that lift your chest up off the floor to turn your head. Once you lower your cheek, bend your knees again and kick, kick, kick. So it's going to feel a little bit more like a squeeze. And with the arms here, you're just reaching the fingertips down the mat toward your feet. Maybe you lift the arms at the end. But let's keep the hands separated today to find a little more freedom in the chest. And last time on the first side. Last time on the second side. And then hands to the floor. Pull your tummy in to push yourself back to child's pose. And then lie on one side with your upper body to the back of the mat, your feet to the front. Support your head, push down into the mat. Lengthen both legs and lift one leg off the floor. Kick it forward as far as you can without moving your body or shortening and crunching, and then send the leg back. Exhale to go forward, inhale to go back. A little bit more precarious of a position to work on this idea of lengthening, but it is possible. Breath will help you with that. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to narrow. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to narrow. Let's just do one more time, working on the length. Then bring the legs together and move them slightly back, almost underneath you. Lower your head down so it's resting on your top arm. Challenge to bring your upper arm over your head. Pull yourself apart like we did lying on your back, and then squeeze your legs together and try to inhale and lift both legs, and exhale and lower. Every time you lower back down, reinvest in this idea of length, and then lift, and then lower. Inhale to lengthen, and then lift. And if you find yourself doing the breath at a different place than what I'm suggesting, that's okay, as long as you're continuing to breathe and continuing to find this idea of length. Let's do one more fish. And then you're going to put your hands on the mat, push yourself up, swing yourself to the other side. This is called the side kick series. Has lots of fancy stuff in it, but we're just going to do these two parts today. Exhale forward, inhale back. And it helps me to look straight ahead of where I'm at, as if my whole body is against a wall behind me, and I'm trying to lengthen, similar to that spine stretch exercise where the rib cage was pulling off the pelvis. Let's go one more time. And then the legs come together, you pick them up and move them back, lay your head down on your bottom arm, option to lift the top arm up. Pull yourself apart in two directions, and then inhale to lift your legs, and exhale to lower. And maybe you go exhale to lift, and inhale to lower. Maybe you get one full breath for the lift, in and out. One full breath for the lower. Maybe your toes are pointed so you can better squeeze your legs together. Maybe your feet are flexed to give you a little bit more balance. And then one more time, see if you can reach the top of you up your arm instead of pushing down into your arm with your upper. A little bit more challenging. And then press the hands to the floor, sit yourself up, swing your legs around to the front, find the sits bones again, rock back to the foyer, reach the arms up. Here's your teaser position. Bring your legs together, walk your feet back. You're going to hold this position today for the teaser. You're going to squeeze your legs together and then try to lift and extend. Put them back down to readjust. Inhale, lengthen, head to tail. Try to lift the legs. And if you find that lifting the legs changes your length, that's where you stop. One more time. And then set your feet down, lift up tall, and in one smooth move, focusing on your length, roll all the way down, set your feet underneath your bottom. Press down into the mat with both arms, reach to the foot of the mat and to the head of the mat, two separate directions. Inhale to lift up into your bridge and hold it. Press the feet into the mat, pull your heels in toward your bottom, but reach your kneecaps forward. Keep this idea of the length happening in your body and lift one leg up, stretch it, put it right back down. Lift it up, stretch it, put it right back down. And the better you get at this idea of lengthening, the better that the parts of you that don't need to work will not work. I'm talking about your head, your eyebrows, your jaw, your lips. One last time on each side, just trying to keep the pelvis in place and work on your length. Once the both feet are down again, lengthen your knee bones away from your upper body, and then exhale, roll all the way down smoothly each side of the back. Then when you're ready, rock yourself up to seated, and we'll end with a simple side stretch with the legs crossed. Arms reach out. Your inhale goes to one side. You lengthen your attic away from your basement to lift back up. And then inhale to the other side. And exhale back up. A little more challenging to just move a little faster without pressing off the mat and maintaining your length. And that's all I got for you today. Remember to like and subscribe Body Geek Movement and come back for more.